Yesterday, I did a video about opening some retail wax, which surprised many of you that I actually do once in a while. I want to talk about the many different ways you can get inventory for your store, and why I think a combination of all of them is the best strategy. Also, we had a huge sales day, so we'll go through some sales. Yo, YouTube, welcome back to the Dollar Box. I haven't made a video like this in a bit, so I was happy to be able to have some time today to put something together. Most of my inventory has been bagged now, and it's making pulls a lot. Even though I'm selling a lot more cards, it's making pulls a lot quicker. I actually have a couple of good-sized stacks of cards here from sales. This is the first order, which is why it's separated out. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the different ways you can get inventory for a store, or what I believe is the best way to get inventory, but also why all of them are important to participate in to get inventory. So the first way I want to talk about is the way I started, and that is just taking some cards you have from being a collector over the years and starting with that. They're cards you should know. You already have capital in them, so you don't have to put any money out. You can start listing things right away. Pare down some of your own PC to create room for inventory for a store, a business, a side hustle, whatever your goal is, and get you off and running. All right, our first sale is for 12 different Brett Favre cards. The first order, it's actually in two orders. The first order is these two cards. It's this TV Cell card from Collector's Choice, 1996, and this Topps Debut card from 2002, Topps Debut. And those two sold for $14.48. And then these cards here, I've got a 2015 Fantasy Stars, a 1994 SkyTech Stars out of Skybox, a 94 Collector's Choice Boss Squad, 2000 Upper Deck Encore base, 94 Action Packed, a 94 Collector's Choice, the Silver. It's got the Silver team name down there. 2002 Fleer Showcase Avant card. It's really cool looking kind of framed card. 2002 Amazing Grace, or Showcase Grace insert. A 93 Pro Bowl, Upper Deck Pro Bowl. And last but not least, a 94 Prism. It's a lot of really nice cards there, and those sold for $47.89. Once I got my store up and running with some inventory I already had on hand, then I started buying lots on eBay. I was using that in a couple different ways. I was adding to my own PC out of some of those lots, as well as taking all the extra cards or cards that I felt like had value that I could sell for a profit to get more cards, and I would list those for sale. All right, the next sale is 3 Packers Police cards. So these two sold together. It's a 2014 Mike Daniels and a 2014 Josh Sitton. And then the other one is a 2006 Chad Clifton. So the two 2014 sold for $3.98, and then the Clifton sold for $1.99, all going to the same buyer. As far as where to go to buy lots, or even individual cards for that matter, there's so many more choices now than there used to be. Of course, there's eBay. That's generally where I go due to my familiarity with it. I have good feedback on there. I understand the searching. I have certain search parameters set up, things like that. But then there's a lot of live selling now. Even eBay does live, but there's also Whatnot, Fanatics Live. Then there's other sources you could buy directly from, Sport Lots, buysportscards.com, ComC. So finding lots of different cards is not as big of a challenge as it once was. The biggest thing is to make sure that you get quality in the lot and that you pay the right price for it, that you can resell it for a profit. The next sale is an X-Files insert card. This is from 2022, or maybe it's a promo card, I'm not sure. It says coming 2005, so it's obviously old. It's from 2004. And the lettering is XBL3, if you can see that on the top there. But anyway, I got $3.99. All right, that kind of leads me into non-conventional ways to buy inventory, and that's Rumage Sales, Facebook Marketplace, your Uncle Bob's old collection, asking your friends, coworkers, wherever you have a resource that you could get some cards. That's also a great resource to get cards at a good price because it's generally people that aren't involved in the hobby anymore. They're just looking to get rid of some stuff, whatever. You can offer them a fair price or even do it on commission where you don't have to buy them up front. You sell them, keep a percentage of it, and give the rest to your person that you're selling for. The next sale is for quantity six of these 93, I think, 93 Upper Deck Rickey Henderson cards. Sold 6 to 1 buyer. And those sold for $11.94. Another great way to get inventory, which I believe gets overlooked a lot, is to trade. So you can trade existing cards you have that maybe are kind of dogs. They don't have as great liquidity when you're looking to sell, but somebody desires it. You could trade that for other cards that are more liquid. Trade up. If you have a card that you think you could sell for $20 online, and can get one that you could sell for $25. That's a way to do it. Or even consequently trading things that aren't cards for cards. So you could trade memorabilia or posters or programs or tickets or even something non-sports related that somebody was interested in that had cards to trade to you. It's a great way to get inventory. Again, you don't have to put cash up to do that, and that's always a nice option too. Next sale is another non-sport promo card. It's this Evil Ernie card. I got a big stack of these in a lot that I bought. This is Lady Death and Evil Ernie. Nice chrome promo card here. From Chrome Productions is the name of the company. And this sold for $2.99. So now that we kind of covered all the great ways to get started with very little cash, let's say we're running now and now we need a lot more inventory to really get onto that growth trail. For me, the best way to do it from there is to buy at card shows for a couple of reasons. Sometimes you can get a great deal where you buy a huge bulk amount, 30,000 cards for $500, something like that you can just get some bulk listed and get a lot of listings going. Or you can consequently, take your budget, whatever your show budget is, go through value boxes based on what kind of inventory you need. If you need dollar cards, quarter card, 50-cent cards, $5 cards, whatever, and you can really cherry pick and just look for that value where you can resell to gain a profit. This isn't the best way to start out, in my opinion, because you just need some stuff in your store to get sold so that you have some money coming in to buy other inventory and so forth. But it's the best way, I think, to really get growth. All right, next is a 2-card Sports Illustrated for Kids sale. I got a Mariano Rivera from 2012, I think, 2007, sorry. And then a 99 Derek Jeter. And those two sold for $5. All right, so your next option for scaling up from there would be to, again, maybe buy at shows, but trying to buy out dealers. Sellers who maybe have a bunch of inventory that they don't want. They bought collections, and it's just kind of their long tail stuff that they don't want to deal with, low end stuff if they're high end sellers, that kind of thing. Great opportunity in buying that out, partnering up with some sellers so that, or dealers, or whatever you want to call them, so that when they're buying collections, maybe you put in on that collection and take the lower end stuff. However you want to work that out, that's a great strategy to get some good bulk, some good prices, build relationships, and continue that growth. Bought several Tales from the Crypt cards at the National. Haven't really bought into these before, but found some cool ones that I really liked. I like the designs of them. So I thought I'd give them a try. These are from 1993, so in the right years of things that do resell well, or at least that I've had experience with. But they had a bunch of these like comic cover ones. They're just regular cards. This is card number 67 in the set. They're not promos or anything like that, but just cool looking cards. Tales from the Crypt, horror stuff always does very well. And this one sold for $1.99. I paid about 2 to 4 cents for it in the big 10-cent box buys. But real thin cards, they don't take up much space, so you can fit quite a few of these in a box when you're buying by the box. All right, we can really only go up from there. So your next option would be to buy collections yourself and start looking at less low-end cards and more middle-end cards would probably be the best next stage. Instead of looking in quarter boxes and dime boxes, maybe you're looking in $1 boxes, $3 boxes, $5 boxes, trying to find value there. I don't have as much luck with that, so that was going to be my progression. I've stayed more towards the dime, quarters, and 50-cent boxes, but I'm not going to say I don't play in that area. I definitely bought a good amount of stuff at the National for $1, $3, $5, things like that. Bought a lot of sets, things where you can get, quantity and break them down, and there's higher dollar values in some of the cards. Things like that can be a good way to do it. But yeah, buying an entire collection, bigger collection, maybe keeping out some of the more liquid stuff, selling off the rest to a low-end dealer. So essentially you're flipping the script on what I said previously, where you're buying the low-end bulk from the dealer, selling the higher-end stuff, and now you're playing the higher-end dealer and trying to find a dealer to buy the low end. Here's a card that sold that I bought at the National last year. I only listed this about 2 weeks before I left for this year's National, but better late than never. I have much faster ways of listing stuff this year than I did last year. But anyway, this is an alias insert. It's called Regrets. So it's foil, but it's also got this, like, I don't know, you can kind of see it there, glittery panel on the side of it. It's called Regrets. I don't know anything about it. I've never watched the show or anything. It looked cool. It was shiny. So it was in a 10-cent box. I probably paid, like I said, 2 to 4 cents for it. And I sold it for $4. And my last comment was about kind of going up in prices of your cards. And maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to stay in the low end, which is what I really like the most. There are ways to scale up quite a bit still, even after starting to buy collections in larger quantities and getting a lot of listings out there. And that's doing a lot of live selling, because you can get a lot of cards out at one time, not getting as much money, but you can move a lot of product. The other is opening additional stores on eBay, upgrading your store on eBay so you can have more listings, adding other platforms that you sell on. There's other ways to scale that, hiring people to do inventory, shipping, things like that. So there's ways to scale that up, but that involves more than just you doing something essentially to perform it to the next level. There's a little bit more overhaul on the whole situation to get to that. All right, the next sale is a Pat Tillman card. I always buy any Pat Tillman cards I find in the low end boxes, value boxes. Quarter, 50 cents, something like that. They always sell, and they sell for decent money. This one sold for $2.69. All right, so we did all that. We bought big collections. We have networking where we're selling bulk inventory we don't need. We have employees to do some of the work for us. Where do we go from there? What a great problem to have to face. We're making millions a year. What's the next level? The next level would be to become a big fish, a whaler, and buy into some of the most important high-priced cards. So your early Mickey Mantles, 52, 51 Bowman, stuff like that. 52 tops, of course. The Hannes Wagners, the one-of-ones, Jordan Autos, like all this big stuff. And that's a great way for you. You have to put big time money into those, but you have big time money now. And then that's a great way to get growth or returns. Fairly liquid cards generally will go up in value over time due to rarity and the demand for Michael Jordan, I don't really see that going away. Hannes Wagner card, the Mickey Mantles. If you stay with those types of cards, you should be able to get quite a bit of growth yet, even though you're buying $2-3 million cards at a time. That's such a great problem we should all be faced with at some point, I suppose. But it's great to shoot for the moon, and it's good to have goals. So right after all the talk of buying and selling $1 million cards, my next sale is for $1.99. It's this Tim Duncan Sports Illustrated for Kids card. But that being said, margins are great on these types of cards. You just have to sell a ton of them to make real money. I paid maybe 5 cents for this card. So after fees, I got about $1 left. Pretty good return at 20x. But yeah, you need a lot of those to really make it seem like real money. So that's kind of what I got for everybody on this one. Now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. What do you think are great ways or a path to success starting and selling low-end cards that works for you, or you would suggest, or it didn't work, consequently? That's always good knowledge to have as well. And what are your goals? Where do you want to get to? Do you want to be selling $2-3 million cards at some point? Do you want to have Armored Car Services bringing wads of cash or cards to your house? I think it's a fun goal to look to. Um, but yeah, your turn. You let me know what you think. I do have quite a few more sales left to ship, so I'm going to do a few more of those in this video, and then we'll let you go from this one. Hey, you guys are going to like this one. Charlie, not so much. I got a couple of One-Eyed Willie base cards from the Goonies here, card number 44. So I found about 500 Goonies cards. First thing I found, really, at the National when I was digging through the dime boxes, and it made me chuckle. No stickers, unfortunately. But there was, like I said, these 500 cards. Didn't even look at them, just grabbed them all, threw them right in my box. Nice. One of the things I love about non-sport, skinny, easy cards. You can fit a ton of them in a box and get them real cheap. What I didn't realize was all of the Goonies cards, all 500 of those cards, it was like 6 or 7 different cards, and that was it, and just quantities of them. One of the cards was this One-Eyed Willie card. I think I got 60-some copies of it. I have like 12 left. That's it. I've got a sale of 2 of them here for $7.98, and I sold 25 of them to a single buyer, and then I've sold a few here and there in different orders as well. So they've been a big hit. A few of the other cards, I sold another 10 or 20 copies of one of the cards to the same buyer who bought 25 of these, so that was a nice sale. So I moved like 50 cards right away at a pretty huge profit. So anything I sell on these is all just free money. But I haven't sold a ton of the other ones. But Goonies packs, unopened packs, have reached the $25 to $30 mark. So just even getting, any base card. There's a lot of set collectors out there trying to put together the set. So I'm confident that all those will definitely go over time. Probably take a little while. But it was also kind of nice in a way listing it, because I only had to scan like 6 different Goonies cards, and it covered all of the cards that I bought, and I just listed them at quantity, which you guys know about how I love quantity sales. So for me, that wasn't as disappointing as I thought it would be. When I started digging through it, I'm like, these are all the same. And one of them is a character card. It's not one of the main characters, but it's Mama Fratelli, and I think it's a lot, like 70 or 80 copies of that card. But character cards like One-Eyed Willie usually do pretty well. So I'll keep you up to date on that as the Goonies go. But pretty funny considering the rivalry with me and Charlie, and me scooping up the Goonies before he ever gets a chance. It happened again. And we've got another card sale from the National that I just picked up. This Attack from Mars card number 1. But it's actually the header card that covers the entire set. So I think it's kind of like a promo card. I think they gave these out, but then it was also a card in the set. Anyway, this sold for $4. All right, gotta have a vintage sale. Here's my first vintage in this one here. We've got a 1977 top, excuse me. Doug Kotar for the Giants. And this sold for $2.99. We got a Ren and Stimpy Prism sale. You filthy swine. The circular prism variety here, and this sold for $2.99. At the next order is actually two separate orders by the same person, which happens regularly for some reason. But anyway, here's a Topps Heritage Derek Jeter with who is that? Robinson Cano, and a Mariano Rivera Mini out of Allen and Ginter. It's just in a blue sleeve there. Let's see what else we got. Some Babe Ruths. We got this Stadium Club Babe Ruth. I really like this one. Stadium Club stuff is amazing. And then a Tales of the Game Topps Babe Ruth insert. And then a Roger Clemens, kind of interesting batting with New York. I like that one. 2002 Bowman. I actually pulled that out of a pack back in 2002. Crazy as that sounds. Next is one of my favorite baseball cards of all time. This Murderer's Row movie posters card. So of course, it's got Babe Ruth on there and Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig in like fancy clothes there. The tux. And it has the New York Penitentiary. I think that's the penitentiary down there. 1927 Yankees. Just love this card. I always overprice it, and it still sells every time. Okay, and then also a Duke Snider, all-time heroes or all-time batters, distinguished service. He was in the Navy, so it's his Navy honorary card. 93 Topps Babe Ruth. It's Derek Jeter and Lou Gehrig. Eclipsing history card. And then this reflection on Derek Jeter's rookie, so rookie sensation, which was a card that Fleer put out back in that time. So the 3 cards were for $12.97, and then the 7 cards were $23.93. Got another big order from a regular customer of mine. He actually placed it in 3 separate orders. We've got this Kylian Mbappe Topps Chrome base. I paid like 75 cents for this. Bought a big stack of them at the Madison Card Show. Sold that for $4.99. And then another stack of cards here. These were for $34.91. We got a 96 Topps Finest Rookie Terrell Owens, an Acuna Rookie Cup Holiday Edition, Caleb Williams Sage, Josh Giddey Prism Rookie, Josh Giddey Mosaic Rising Stars, Sweet Spot Derek Jeter, Rookies and Stars Rob Gronkowski, Tradition Lumber Jeter, and a Shohei Ohtani Topps Heritage. And then there's another much bigger order over here. And this one was $69.75. We've got a Therese Halliburton Topps Draft, or excuse me, Prism Draft Crusade. Got a 92-93 Upper Deck Jordan. Donruss, Nico Collins rookie. Michael Pittman, the Rookies rookie. Derek Lively, Rookie Revolution out of Select. Jerry Jeudy, the Rookies. Romeo Dobbs, Donruss rookie. Jackson Smith Najigba, Mosaic, the perpendicular or horizontal, I guess you should call it, card rookie. Adley Rushman. It's not really a rookie, but it's an early Bowman. It's last year's Bowman of him. Sportflix Derek Jeter. Michael Pittman Optic rookie. A couple of YoMTV wraps. A lot of eclectic purchasing in this order, which I love. Digital Underground from YoMTV wraps. MC Hammer. And then we've got a Gypsy Queen Derek Jeter sliding into base there. A Mystique Derek Jeter. An O2 Flair Jeter. Select WWE Stone Cold Steve Austin base. Ahmad Sauce rookie, the Chronicles Score Chrome. Gold Team Ray Lewis out of Certified. 94 Fleer Jerry Rice League Leaguer. The DuPont car from 93 Action Pack. This is Jeff Gordon. Joe Montana, the triple action negative upper deck card. Bowman first, Will Anderson, and last but not least, a 99 Upper Deck, Derek Jeter. It's a really nice order there. Got a Jerry Rice sale here, 1989 Topps base card. Sold for $2.99. First My Little Pony sale of the day. This is a Into the Dragon's Lair card. And this sold for $1.99. Okay, got a bunch of Hollywood Starline cards that sold to a buyer. One order for 14 cards for $34.86, and another order for 20 cards for $45.80. So nice sale there, about 90 bucks worth of cards. We'll just go through them here. So we got Julie Andrews, Gregory Peck, Mitch Miller, Debbie Reynolds, Princess Leia's mom, of course, Henry Mancini, James Caan, Kirk Douglas, Anne Bancroft, Tony Curtis, Doris Day, Chad Everett, Charlton Heston, Bobby Vinton, Joseph Cotton, Jimmy Stewart, Burt Reynolds, Elizabeth Taylor, Andy Williams, Angela Lansbury, and Martin Sheen. So nice sale there on the Hollywood Starline cards. Okay, that was the 20. Now the 17 other ones is Robert Stack, Robert Mitchum, Shirley MacLaine, The Bee Gees, Lee Majors, Glenn Campbell, Mike Douglas, Betty White. That's a good one. That sells pretty good. Johnny Mathis, Lauren Bacall, John Travolta, the header card, Aretha Franklin, and Greer Garson. All right, our next vintage sale. This is a 1966 Philadelphia Gum, Frank Lambert, and it sold for $4.99. Picked up some Sport Kings cards at the National in the dime boxes, and I got this St. John Smith. Got a couple of these. Sold one for $1.99. Sold a couple of these Michael Jordan mini stickers, sticker album stickers from Upper Deck, and these sold for $5.98. All right, just a few more to go. I've got this 1999 Upper Deck Derek Jeter, sold for $1.99. One of my regular 49ers buyers bought a couple cards. Got this Joe Montana from Classic Images for $2.99, and this Jerry Rice game card from Proline, Classic Proline, I think. Anyway, from 94, 96, 95. 95 Proline. And this sold for $2.99 as well. All right, and I saved the best for last. This is a couple of orders placed by a buyer. Pretty big. One is 6 cards for $116. The other one is 4 cards for $14.96. And we have this SPX. What's this again? Oh, Vince Carter. We got this Bulls Championship Hoops card. Bulls All-Star Hoops card there, or Jordan Hoop All-Star. Collector's Choice Jordan. And we've got from the Olympics cards that I just opened on this previous video, a day or two ago. Steph Curry Refractor. Steph Curry Pride and Country insert. Steph Curry to Paris with Love insert. Did very well on the Steph Currys in those boxes. And then the Steph Curry case hit. I got 50 bucks for this one, so pretty happy with that. And then a couple of the Panini rookies from the free pack at the National. So this Brandon Miller here, and the big one, Victor Wembanyama. Thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think someone else would enjoy the video, please share it. Ring the bell to be notified of any future videos. Subscribe to the channel. And don't miss Wednesday night lives every week, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time with JC3 Cards and Collectibles, my man Charlie and Stu. And we'll see you there. And remember, you can't sell what you don't list. See you soon.